Welcome to Too Fond of Books. My name is Janelle, and in this video I want to bring you along with me as we do a deep dive into one of the books off my shelves. This book is really very visually appealing, so I thought this would be a good way to show you some of the cool things that I have in this book. This is London, The Story of a Great City by Jerry White. And what is so cool about this book is that it contains facsimiles of some historical documents that are really interesting. So let's just dive right in. The end papers here, these are a plan and perspective view of His Majesty's Dockyard at Woolwich, July 1750. So yeah, I just think that's cool. I really love old maps. I love maps in general, but I especially love old maps. I think that's great. Okay, so diving right in here, I'm going to flip through the book and then stop at parts that I find interesting, or when we get to parts that have some of the facsimile pieces. This is another great old map. This is the Rhinebeck panorama of the Thames around 1806. So I think that's really cool to see what the Thames looked like in 1806. And I believe if we turn the page, this is a modern day view of the Thames, much closer up, but you can see it's quite different. Okay, so moving along, this book has so much that is great to look at and lots of interesting history to read about. This is the cool omnibus. All right, so we're diving in here now. We're getting to an area that has some of the facsimiles. So I'm going to move the book over so that I can open this flap. And so there's a number of places here that in the book that have these facsimiles. So first up, this is a postcard from 1925, which is really cool. So in this postcard from 1925, we are seeing Wood Green High Road, and Wood Green was developed in a series of estates, mainly of small houses, particularly from the 1880s. Those who knew Wood Green today would be astonished at the absence of traffic. At the absence of traffic in this postcard picture. We also have a couple of really cool maps that I'm going to show you. This map is the last map the LCC published of its tramways in 1933. London's public transport was taken under the control of the London Passenger Transport Board. So we have here Tramways Map and Timetable. And I mean, first of all, I just love this style, which is great. You can totally tell that this is from the 30s. So I'm going to open it up here. So you've got stops and times on here, but I'm going to open it up to show you the full map. All right, we'll start here and then I'll move it a little bit so that you can see. I just think that it's so cool. All right, so that's the tram map from 1933. And then finally, we have a map of London in 1574. Now, this one is as depicted by George Braun and Franz Hogenberg. St. Paul's Cathedral is shown with its spire. In fact, this was destroyed by lightning in 1561. So they took the liberty of including the spire in St. Paul's Cathedral, which I thought was interesting. So let's see, where is the spire? Where is St. Paul's? Anyway, I just thought that that's so cool. All right, so moving along in the book. This is a chapter of Londoners from everywhere. London's Hall of Fame, that's the Globe Theatre. Crown and Capital. This is Charles II, when he has come back after the Restoration. This is April 1661. This one here is a contemporary German print of the execution of Charles I. All right, we are, oh, and then we are at London at War. Do you see this Dig for Victory banner? And then, of course, the River Thames played a huge part in the city and its history. All right, so here we are at another page to pull out for the facsimiles. This one here is the new Royal Exchange. And what do we have this time? Right, so this time, this is from the coronation of Queen Elizabeth II in 1953. Let's see what this says here. Already the stage is being set. Already thoughts are turning toward the coming coronation. And then the back looks like that. And of course, all of the coronation gear that you could buy. This is a leaflet from Woolworths, advertising the extraordinary range of coronation commodities. And then this one here is a facsimile of a coronation ticket, an invitation to George III's magnificent coronation and wedding ceremony at Westminster Abbey on September 22nd, 1751. George III became mentally ill, possibly through the blood disease porphyria, later in his reign, which then led to the regency. All right, and then we have the menu for a special banquet given to the Lord Mayor for 1882-83, Henry Edmund Knight, on July 26th. 1883, Knight invited the mayors and provosts of the whole kingdom to the city for one of its famous dinners. There are 23 dishes in all, and here is the menu here. So we have, oh, and of course, because that's fancy, it's all in French, so I can't translate that to you. I'm not that good at French. Okay, then we have, this is a check dated June 6th, 1764 for 80 pounds, worth more than 10,000 pounds in today's money, guaranteed by the Bank of England and drawn on Coutts Bank, then of 59 Strand. Coutts and Company remains one of London's oldest banks. And then finally, we have a New South Seas annuity. This is a share certificate for the purchase of 200 pounds of stock in the South Seas Company, November the 13th, 1759. So I just think these facsimiles of documents are so cool. All right, moving on. Festival of Britain, 1951. Cool. All right. Let's see what we have in this pocket. This is from the City Ward of Farrington. Within invites gentlemen to hear the children educated in the ward's charity school say their catechism. And then we have, this is to the governors and subscribers of the London Orphan Asylum. Subscribers to charities could often nominate individuals to benefit from them. Here, governors of the London Orphan Asylum of Clapton canvass admission for a girl whose widowed mother is unable to keep her at home. And then we have, this is a guidebook for the Festival of Britain. The 1951 Festival of Britain was held on 11 hectares of war-blasted warehousing and backstreet industry. It was a celebration of Britain, its people, landscape, history, and achievements, and the first glimmer of something like light at the end of a very dark tunnel. So there's a map of the exhibition site. Transport. Yeah, I just think that's so cool. Okay, and then we have a brochure of the Olympic Games of 1908, White City, taking place alongside the Franco-British expedition. And then finally, the menu at Joe Lyon's Corner House. Strand. It's late August 1939. Talk of war is deafening, but there is consolation in a 4-course meal with coffee for 1 shilling 6 pence. That is 7.5 pence, or around £4 in today's prices. So it says choice of melon, hors d'oeuvre varies, grapefruit cup, cold consommé, cold buffet with salad, ham, roast beef, ox tongue, ham and chicken pie, veal and ham pie. Yeah, awesome. All right, and then I think there's one more pocket for facsimiles. The modern plague of London, showing the public houses as specified in the London Directory. All right. Let's see what we have this time around. Okay, so we have Plagues and Pestilence. This is a bill of mortality, which was compiled and published weekly by London's parish clerks. This bill for September 19 through 26, 1665 shows plague still raging in the city. So what's interesting is that they will show how many people have died and what they died from. So to give you an idea, this one here says that one person died of apoplexy. This one here says that 134 people died of consumption. And then here is the plague, and 7,165 people died that week of the plague. All right, and then we have the Smallpox and Vaccine Hospital that was founded in 1746 in Windmill Street, Tottenham Court Road, moving to King's Cross and the Highgate Hill by 1880. Here are its regulations from around 1830. Smallpox and Vaccination Hospital. So, persons of all ages affected with the casual smallpox may be admitted every day at any hour. Children under 5 years of age may be admitted into the hospital, and their mothers or nurses may remain with them by paying 1 shilling 6 per day toward their own bread. All right, and then we have a certificate for a patient of the Hospital of Consumption and Diseases of the Chest. Here we go. This is for a certificate for a patient of the Hospital for Consumption and Diseases of the Chest, telling his employer he is advised to go into the country. This is an affidavit. Sarah Grace, a waterman's wife, swears to her marriage so she can have her baby in the British Lying-in Hospital, opened 1749. 2 referees had to testify to her honesty and poverty. Unmarried women were not allowed in. Then this little one here is a memento of the Frost Fair 1684, commemorating the royal family. Hans in Kelder was a toast to a child in the womb, a reference to the first of Princess Anne's 17 disastrous pregnancies. And then this Bank of Wapping, an anti-Murdoch flyer of around 1987 calling for a boycott of Rupert Murdoch's newspapers after he sacked 5,500 printers. The back of it says, Murdoch's millions don't buy. And then here is a daily police report from 1839. Scotland Yard issued daily information to every police station detailing crimes committed persons wanted and the outcome of charges before the magistrate. This is an early example from 1839. All right, let's see. We have informations, persons charged. So under informations, we have, for example, Robert Stidulph stands charged with stealing from his master, Mr. J. Smallham, number 9 Cleveland Street, Marylebone, Carver and Gilder, the sum of £15 belonging to his said master. He is 5 feet 2 inches high, slender made, fair complexion, and 17 years of age. Had on a brown jacket and waistcoat and Berrigan trousers. It is suspected he will go by the name of Hannington and that he has gone to Portsmouth to meet his brother who is going to America in the Toronto ship. Information to be given at Bow Street office. And then we also have here under persons charged, Henry George Gibbons re-examined with stealing a coat and other articles, the property of Robert Brown, and a shawl and other articles, the property of Thomas Smith, remanded until Tuesday next. All right, let's see what we have on the inside here. So they've got from the various different offices. So the front was the Bow Street office, the Queen Square office. So from the Thames Police Office, persons charged. Mary Neal with stealing 3 sovereigns and 16 shillings from the person of William Johnson at Shadwell, discharged. Yeah, so I mean, it would be really fun to just read through this entire thing because it's so fascinating. But there you have it. Okay, and then I believe that's the last of the facsimiles. So yeah, it's just such a great book to just look through, to pick it up and just glance at certain chapters at a time, read a bit, look through the facsimiles. I think that's the most interesting part of this book is the facsimiles provided, because they give you such a good understanding of life at different times. And that's it. So there you have it. That is London, the Story of a Great City. I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you for another video soon.